Eagles at the Colts. So now the Eagles are without Dallas Goedert. That was broken live on Green Dot Daily. Simon and I were on the Action Network betting agenda show, Green Dot Daily, noon Eastern at Action Network HQ in the Action Network app. Eagles off their first loss. Colts, their first win with Jeff Saturday, beating up a really bad Raiders team.
Yeah.
I would lean Eagles here at under a touchdown. I know it's an ugly, gross road favorite, but the Eagles are still a really good team.
Yeah.
And the Colts are inflated here because of last week. They're terrible.
They are. The biggest pause for me right now is we saw what the Eagles defense looks like without Jordan Davis. Again,
Yep.
can talk about that until we're, sick in the head about it, but it's just he's injured. He's gone. They're having to play Fletcher Cox a lot of snaps in that D tackle position. Last night he was getting single block, right? That's not like Fletcher Cox, a guy that people think of as being an all-pro talent. He is, though. He's old now. He's just slow. He's different. So maybe that's what people are betting here. The professionals are coming in heavy because they think, okay, the Colts can do what they want to do in this game. They're going to be able to run the ball and ball control the clock. Again, Matt Ryan is clearly better than the backup quarterback, Sam. So I'm with you, Chad. I really want to take the Eagles. I'm trying to be smart about it. I did touch a little bit, put a little on it when I hit 6.5. Thought I was going to go back to 7. It hasn't. Again, gives me a little more pause. Maybe that's the Goddard news. But, yeah, it's just a good number on the Eagles team that people are down on now, right? That they just got embarrassed in a primetime game. And the whole Colts organization is taking a victory lap after beating the Raiders. Again, their owner's tweeting out like he's the man right now. It's a bizarre world. So I'm with Chad. The Raiders are arguably the worst coach team of football right now. Might be the worst run organization of football right now. Eagles, they're the complete opposite side of the coin. They're the best run organization probably in football, one of the best coaching staffs in football. You expect them to get it right after an embarrassing loss in primetime. So I'm with you, Chad. I'll get the 6.5. It's just a little bit hesitant on why this number has dropped so much. Again, it opened 8.5. Now it's down to 6.5. That's a big movement.
Well, it could be the Goddard news, but
Right.
I do think that look, the Commanders owned the line of scrimmage last night. I mean, what do they have? 40 minutes of time of possession. Brian Robinson was going 5 yards before anybody touched him.
But that was the
Antonio
key, though.
Gibson,
Wasn't big breaks, right? He was getting those 5 yards, and all of a sudden, I don't know what happened, but they were going, what was it, 11 for 12 or 12 for 13 on third downs where
yeah,
Heineke was hitting his guys in stride. So it wasn't even just the running it. They were beating us in the air too. So it's like there might be major issues on the Eagles team. That's the pause right now.
that's interesting because I thought about the line of scrimmage, and what I was going to say is that the Eagles have proven to be a really good coaching staff, and I felt like there are probably some adjustments to be made week to week that they didn't make in game that would allow them to account for the loss of Jordan Davis, which is why I would feel comfortable. But at the end of the day, I'm just getting a much better team at less than a touchdown. Like
Yeah.
that to me, everything else goes away. If I lose this bet, I'm not saying we have to put it in the contest, but it tells me a lot more about where the Eagles are than where we thought they were. If they end up performing poorly against the Colts. And I do think if the Eagles don't perform well, it changes sort of the scale and context of the NFC against what we thought it might be.
The Eagles right now, again, it's not a big deal. They lost Jordan Davis. They lost Maddox, which is their cornerback that's very important to this team. And A.J. Brown rolled his ankle. So it's like, okay, if they might be down A.J. Brown as well and Goddard, even again, that might start pushing me more towards this Colts team where it's like that's major injuries on this Eagles offense.